everyone and welcome to HooplaKidz How To. Today I'm going to show you how to make a lace lantern. For this you're going to need a beach ball. You're also going to need some doilies, 4 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, and some glue. I'm using Elmer's. I also have some Vaseline, wire, and wire cutters, as well as a light bulb and light fitting, some measuring spoons, paintbrush, a spoon, and some scissors. Let's start off by putting the glue into a container. I'm also adding some corn flour. I've added 2 tablespoons, along with 4 tablespoons of water. I'm mixing this all together. Once that's all mixed, we're going to take our beach ball. I'm covering all of the beach ball in Vaseline. This means that our lace lantern won't stick. Perfect. Now let's take our doilies and dip them into our glue mixture. We want them to be really covered in glue. All we need to do now is to lay them on top of our beach ball. Smooth them down so that they fit, and then paint with some more glue. When the glue dries, the doily will harden and will form the perfect shape for our lantern. Let's repeat this process all over the ball. Make sure that the doilies cover each other. This way they'll stick together. Keep going. Let it dry overnight, and you'll feel that it's already hardened. We don't want to pop the ball until the doilies are really solid. So if it needs some more time, let it sit for a bit longer. I'm popping the ball. We want to squish it down, and then we're going to pull it out of a hole. Any hole will do. You can see that the lace lantern is already holding its own shape. Isn't that cool? Now let's make the light fitting. I've got some wire and I'm twisting it around where the bulb will sit. We simply want it to fork out like so. This means that the bulb won't touch our lace. Tape it in place. Perfect. Screw the light bulb into place. And now it's time to put this into our lantern. We need to bend the wire down. Push it through and then we're done. Let's turn on the light and see what it looks like. Amazing! It's a lace lantern. Doesn't that look cool? Made from doilies. Well done, everyone. Dreamcatcher. Doesn't this look incredible? For this you're going to need a ring, some leather cord, coloured string, some super glue, some charms, and some feathers. Let's start with our metal ring. I'm taking a tiny bit of super glue and putting a drop on the ring. I'm now going to take the leather cord and wrap it around. I'm fixing the end right where the glue is so that it doesn't shift around. This is going to take a while, so be patient. You can even do this in front of the TV. Just keep going, and this is what it'll start to look like. Doesn't it look great? You want to wrap it all the way around. And when you get to the end, tie it in a knot. Perfect. That looks great. Now I'm taking some of my coloured string. I'm tying it around the top of the hoop, and I am going to make loops all the way around. This is what it'll look like. This is what makes the traditional dream catcher. Perfect. Now, it doesn't look so great at the moment, but we haven't finished yet. I'm taking the same coloured string and I'm tying it round the middle. See how it pulls the loop tight? Just like so, it's going to create a really great sun shape. See? Tie it off and this is what it'll look like. We're now going to do a similar thing with a different coloured piece of string. Tie it at the top, just like we did with the pink, and we're going to repeat the looping process. We loop, and then we tie a knot. Finish by tying it off. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing. You can see that this sun shape is sitting in the space of the first sun shape. Finish by tying it in a knot, and look, now we've got two suns. Cut off any excess string. Now we want to make the part of the dream catcher that hangs down. I am taking some length of string in both colours. I'm tying a knot at one end and securing it with a bit of tape. I've secured it to the table, but this is just so that I can plait it easily. About halfway down the plait, I'm going to add my first charm. Then I'm going to add my second one. And finally at the bottom, I'm going to tie it off with a knot. I'm repeating this process with different charms. Let's go back to the dream catcher. Attach your bits of string at the bottom. We want to tie them in knots and they're going to dangle down. Super cute! It's already looking so great. I'm so excited by this one. You can add some more charms to the main bits of string if you like. This is a nice bit of added decoration. Now we need to make the loop so that we can hang it up in our window and catch all the bad dreams. I've got a length of brown leather for this. This is going to match exactly the same as the one we tied around the original metal ring. I'm tying it in a knot, so I've got a loop, and then I'm looping that around so that I have got a cord hanging. To cover the join, I'm going to use the super glue to attach two feathers, and then another charm. I'm going to repeat this exact same process, except I'm not going to tie the leather at all. I'm just going to loop it around the bottom of the dream catcher. I'm then going to glue some feathers on it, and voila! That's it! Isn't that cool? It looks amazing, just like a traditional dream catcher. You can hang this in your window and it's meant to catch all the bad dreams. Perfect! Marble watercolour mugs. These are super cool and super creative. And not only that, they're great fun to make. It's so much fun making an entire set. So for this you're going to need a tub of water. You're also going to need some mugs. I'm using plain white. To create the design, you're going to need some nail polish in different colours and a wooden skewer. The water needs to be room temperature, so make sure you test it. This is really important, otherwise it won't marble properly. It also needs to be purified water, so it's best if you get it out of a bottle. As you can see, I'm putting loads of different droplets of different colours of nail polish, and I'm using my wooden skewer to create an awesome design. Now all you need to do is dip your mug in. And you can see you've got this amazing pattern. Isn't that cool? Perfect. Doesn't that look amazing? It's so creative. And the great thing about doing this is every single mug is going to be unique and special. Even if you do exactly the same thing with exactly the same nail polish, it'll never come out the same. I love that. I'm using some purples and some glitter, as well as a little bit of pearl iridescent. Let's add some pink for good measure. Give it a stir with your skewer. And now dip it in. Wow! Super cool! I love these designs. They're so artistic. What designs can you make? I'm using some pink and blue. You could even make a different mug with colours of the rainbow. That would be awesome. I've got loads of nail polish in this one. It's really retro, kind of like tie-dye. Add the mug, and voila! It's amazing! You can see all of my mugs look really different. Cool, huh? This one's got white and pink as well. Let's add some more glitter. Mix it up using the skewer. Now let's add the mug. Perfect! So much fun! And there you have it. Look at all the different designs we've got. And that's how you make your very own marble watercolor mugs. Super pretty! And so original! Amazing! Glass bottle lamp from a waste bottle. So let's start. I have a glass bottle, some coloured tape, some lights, and batteries. I also have some scissors. So I'm taking my tape and I'm winding it around the glass bottle. You can do this on any old glass bottle you have lying around the house. You can also use any type of tape. I'm now taking some more tape. This has got a different design. I love the herringbone design on this one. It looks perfect and complements the stripes. This tape is also super pretty. It's like lace. It's such a simple technique. We're just winding the tape around the bottle. I'm now leaving a gap, and I'm going to wind some thin tape, about an inch from the edge of the bottom tape. I'm reusing some of the lace tape and repeating that process. This means we'll be able to see the lights coming through. Finally, I'm using my herringbone tape at the top of the neck of the bottle. Perfect! Now we want to unscrew the cap. I'm taking my lights and I'm going to thread them into the bottle. We want to thread them all in there, so keep going. Perfect. Now I'm popping in the batteries. This means I'll be able to turn them on. And doesn't that look great? A glass bottle lamp from a wasted bottle. Perfect! They look amazing, and remember, you can make any different type of lamp using different coloured tape. Fairy glow jars! Don't these look great? And they're super easy. For this, you're going to need some jars and some glow-in-the-dark fabric paint. And that's it! So to make our fairy glow jars, we're going to use the fabric paint to decorate the outside of our jar. You can get super creative. You can use any different colour you like, and any different pattern. I'm starting with pink and I'm drawing a swirl. I'm then using yellow to add some dots. You can use colours that match your room. Now I'm using yellow to make another swirl, and green as well. Here are some blue dots, and I'm repeating all over the jar. Remember, this is a chance to get really creative. And like I said, why don't you match the jars to your room? Or you could use your favourite colours. What are your favourite colours? Let us know in the comment box below because we love hearing from you. And there's my first fairy glow jar. I'm going to set that aside and let it dry. Now I've got to make my second one. I think I'm going to do a big red spot. And another. I'm going to put yellow in the middle. And then I'm going to do dots around the edge in pink. These are like mini little flowers. Don't they look pretty? And then I'm going to do similar flowers but with a yellow center. Remember, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever different combination you want. And that's the second one done. And this is what it looks like. I've got green dots in between, and pink and red. And there you have it. Look what happens if you put it under a UV light. Doesn't it look cool? Here's a tip. Make sure you charge your jar by sitting it underneath a light. Then it will glow even more. Perfect! These will look awesome on your shelves when you turn out the light. I love it! Fairy glow jars. Cute! Burger pillow. That's right, that is a burger. No. That's right, that is a pillow and it looks like a burger. Doesn't it look awesome? So let's get started. For this, you're going to need a dinner plate, some light brown material, some matching light brown thread, some white felt, a needle. You're also going to need some stuffing, some scissors, a glue gun, a craft knife, a pencil, and some card. To make the stuffing, you're going to need some dark brown material and matching dark brown thread, and some yellow felt. along with some red material and green felt, and some matching green thread and red thread. So first of all, we are going to make our burger buns. I have got my card now, and I'm using my dinner plate as a template. It is the perfect size for the burger I want to create. I'm drawing around the dinner plate onto my card, and now I'm using my craft knife to cut it out. Now we're going to cut out a piece of the light brown material using our template. I want to make it about 1.5 inches bigger, and I'm using my pencil to roughly sketch this. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. I'm drawing this on the wrong side of the material. I have the velveteen, so this has been drawn on the back. Perfect. Now we have the top part of our burger. I'm going to cut out 2 burger shapes, one for the top bun and one for the bottom. I also need a second piece of card, but let's work on the first for the moment. I've placed the card on top of the material, and now I'm getting my light brown thread. I've threaded it and I'm tying a knot at the end. This is important. I'm doing a double knot so that it is big and secure. Now we're going to do a really basic running stitch around the edge of the material. This does not have to be neat because it's going to sit underneath the burger and you won't see it. But this is what it looks like when it goes all around the edge. Once that's done, place some of your stuffing on top of the material and then place your card on top of that. We're now going to pull the end of the thread, bringing the material in as it gathers around the stuffing. We want to loop it up over the card. Perfect. Now holding that in place, we're going to take the glue gun and glue the gather onto the cardboard. Perfect. That's done. We need 2 of those, so repeat the process for the top bun and the bottom bun. Looking good. Now we're going to take our dinner plate one more time and we're going to draw 2 more circles. This time we want them to be the same size as the plate. This is going to cover the work we've done. You won't see any of the messy gluing or stitching. Simply glue this circle to the burger on the underside and there you have it. A perfect burger bun. Great! Now it's time to make some sesame seeds. I'm using the white felt to do this, and I'm simply gluing them on. Once that's done, we're going to make the fillings. I'm starting with the dark brown material to make my beef patty, and I'm cutting out 2 pieces of material. I want the size to be about 1.5 centimeters bigger than the dinner plate, and this will be our seam allowance. See? The brown material is about 1.5 centimeters bigger than our template. I have 2 of these. I'm now going to place them together, and the right side of the material will face each other. This means that when we sew, we can turn it inside out. We're basically making a small pillow. I'm using my dark brown thread and sewing on my machine. I'm sewing around the edge, as I said, with a seam allowance of 1.5 centimeters, and I'm leaving a small gap at the end. This is so that we can turn it inside out. So let's turn it inside out. Our pillow is starting to take shape. Now we're stuffing it. Great. Now all we need to do is take some of the dark brown thread and sew up the gap. You can do this on a machine, or I've chosen to hand sew it. Cut off any excess thread. And there is your beef patty. Now we need to add some cheese. I have the perfect sized square piece of yellow felt. All I'm going to do is take our glue gun, do one giant zigzag, and then press the cheese down. Perfect! What a great beef patty with cheese! Now let's make some lettuce. Again, I'm using the dinner plate as a template, and I'm cutting out a giant circle in the green felt. I'm making about 2 inches bigger than the plate, and I want the edges to be really wobbly. I don't want the cutting to be perfect. I'm crumpling it up, and I'm adding 2 layers together. I'm gluing them, and this will give a really great lettuce effect. I'm also using a bit of green thread to sew a bit more texture. This will make the lettuce especially 3D. Now let's get to the tomato. I've got some poly cotton for this, and I'm cutting out 4 circles. These are much smaller than the dinner plate. They're going to make 2 tomatoes that are going to sit on top of each other like this. I'm going to repeat the exact same process as we did with the beef patty. We're sewing around the edge of the circle. I have about 1 centimetre of seam allowance, and we're going to leave a gap at the top so we can turn it inside out. Now we need to turn our pillow inside out and stuff it. I'm sewing up the edge, just like I did with the beef patty. Now to add the detail of our tomato. I am sewing right down the middle, and then around the edges. This is creating a semicircle shape, and we want to do this on either side. I'm now sewing what looks a bit like a sun rising in the middle of the semicircle. I'm using a pre-programmed machine zigzag stitch to do this. Perfect. Now I am going to do the pips. I'm doing the pips manually. There is no machine setting that I was happy with, so I am using a zigzag stitch. I'm starting on a really small width. Whilst I'm sewing, I'm pushing up the width and then bringing it back down. You can see me doing it here. That creates the perfect pip shape, and I'm doing them all around the tomato on both sides. And there we have it. This is what our tomato looks like. I've done this on both tomatoes, and I'm going to use the glue gun to glue them together, just overlapping at the tip. Great. And that is all of our fillings done. Now we need to layer up. I've got some Velcro dots. I'm going to add a Velcro dot to the bottom of the patty and to the lettuce. This means that I can Velcro them on and off. I'm doing the same with the tomato. I'm adding it on top of the tomato, and then adding it to the beef patty. And then finally, one on top of the cheese to add it to the burger. This means you can reorder your stuffing any way you like. And there you have it, a perfect burger pillow. Doesn't it look awesome? So good you could eat it. Well done, everyone. It looks amazing. Stress balls. Now this is particularly useful if you're in exam time. All you're going to need is a piece of card, a marker pen, some flour, scissors, a plastic bottle, 3 balloons per ball, some sellotape, and some glue. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to take our card and roll it up. We're making a funnel. See? Secure it with some tape. This will make putting the flower into our balloon super easy. We don't need it to be too big, so cut off the top. And cut off the bottom. But not too much because we need it to fit into the top of the bottle, like so. Now we're going to pour our flour into the bottle. It's super easy with our new funnel. Give it a little tap if it's not going down. Perfect! Now we're going to take our first balloon. Blow up the balloon and then twist it at the bottom. Remember, these can be any different colour that you like. Untwist the balloon after you've attached it at the top of the bottle, and then empty the flour in. This is a great way of getting the flour into the balloon without too much hassle. Then, as you let the balloon down, you'll see it start to take shape. Look, the beginning of your stress ball. Now what we want to do is to take a second balloon and cut the bottom off. Cut the bottom off your first balloon and add some glue to the top where the flower is. Now put the second balloon over it, and you'll seal it. This means that no flower will escape. Also add a little bit more glue, just to be doubly careful. We're going to add a third balloon, just to make sure no flower comes out. Give it a squeeze until it's perfectly round. I'm choosing to draw a smiley face on my stress ball. That means that when I'm getting stressed, I'll remember to smile. Cute! So let's see how we can make this a bit different. I'm doing exactly the same process of filling up the balloon. Only this time, I'm going to use an orange balloon. Remember, you can use any different colour that you like. This part's exactly the same. Snip the bottom off of your second balloon. Repeat as we did the first time round. Add your second balloon onto your first balloon. However, this is where it's different. We're taking a completely different coloured balloon. Instead of just cutting the end off, we're going to cut some holes in it. Don't make them too big. And this way, when you stretch the pink balloon over the orange balloon, you'll get this awesome pattern when the orange comes through. Cool, huh? Give it a squeeze until it's round, and look! It looks awesome. I love doing it this way. Remember, you can invert the colours. On this one, I'm going to have an orange ball with pink spots coming through. Don't forget, you can use whatever colour balloons you like. Why don't you let us know what colours you've used in the comment box below? We'd love to hear from you. Don't they look cool? Stress balls. Super easy and super quick. Really beautiful 3D pop-up card. Doesn't this look amazing? All you're going to need is A4 coloured card, A6 coloured card, some glue, and some scissors. That's it. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to take our A6 card and fold it in half. And then fold it in half again. Remember, you can use whatever different colours you want. We're now going to fold the edge down to make a triangle, like so. Then fold the edge back on itself. So we've got another long triangle. Do this on both sides. We're now going to take our scissors and curve off the edges. Like this. Get rid of the excess paper. When you open it, it's the base of the flower. Now we want to do this all again with a different coloured piece of paper. I've chosen to make the centre of my flower yellow. What colour have you used? Why don't you let us know in the comment box below? We're now going to cut off the edge like we did last time, but we're going to make it smaller. This means when we open it up, we'll get a smaller circle. And if you look, it'll sit perfectly inside the bigger circle. See? So now we want to glue it on. Now we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut a triangle out from our flower. It looks kind of like a pizza slice. Now we're going to put some glue on one side and fold it over so that the flower starts to take shape in 3D form. Now we're going to repeat this with our other bits of A6 card. We're going to make loads of different flowers. We can make them in different colours as well. I'm making a blue flower, and it's having a yellow centre. Remember, it's exactly the same process. Stick the yellow in the middle. And now cut out the pizza shape. Now we're going to start assembling our flowers together. We want to glue them on top of each other, like this. It's going to go pink, blue, blue, pink, pink, pink. And then when you open it up, it's all connected. Now it's time to put it on our main bit of card. We're going to take our A4 card and fold it in half. We're then going to glue our flower onto the inside at the fold point. Fold it over and glue the other side as well. That means when you open it up, the flowers will pop up. A 3D pop-up card. Amazing! DIY spring painted pots. Aren't these cute? So you're going to need pink chalkboard paint, mixed coloured nail varnish, yellow paint, a chalk marker, white spray paint, a paintbrush, and some flower pots. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is to take our flower pots and our spray paint outside. Now we're going to spray our pots white. You can use any different colour you like. I think white is a good base coat though because the colours are so much more vivid on top of white. I'm painting the inside too. So once they've dried, we can start decorating. Now I'm going to decorate 3 different pots. The first one I'm going to cover in chalkboard paint. I've chosen pink because it matches my room, though you could use any different colour you like. Set that aside and let it dry. Now I've decided to paint yellow spots on my second one. Again, you can use any different colour that you like. I think yellow is very spring. So pretty! I'm painting the rim yellow as well. Now it's time to set this aside and let it dry. Finally, I'm going to decorate the last pot. I've got a tub full of water. I'm now going to pour some nail varnish into it. I'm using loads of different colours. We're going to create a marble effect at the bottom of the pot. So now I'm going to take the pot, dip it into the water and spin it around. And there you have it. It gets this awesome marble effect. Doesn't it look cool? Now we just need to let it dry. And once that's done, you've got this amazing effect at the bottom of your pot. Now I'm going to decorate my chalkboard pot. I'm using a chalk marker, though you could use a good old-fashioned piece of chalk if you like. Now I'm going to draw. First I'm drawing a flower. Doesn't it look pretty? Next I'm going to draw a heart. Now I'm going to draw another flower, but I'm going to make it slightly different with longer petals. And here's a bigger heart with an arrow through it. Remember, you can draw whatever you want. Why don't you let us know what you've drawn in the comment box below? And there you have it. Don't they look great? What a wonderful way to celebrate spring! A liquid notebook. Can you believe it? This is a notebook and it's got liquid in it. Look at the bubbles. Aren't they amazing? It looks so great and you can do it yourself. So you're going to need a notebook, a ruler, a pen and a scalpel, a jug of water, some laminating sheets, some tracing paper, some super glue, and water dye. You're also going to need an iron and a syringe and some baby oil. And finally, some glitter. So let's get started. For this, we are going to measure 2 centimeters in on our notebook. We want to create a perfect rectangle on the front cover. I'm using my ruler to make sure that it is exactly right. Measure from the outside edge and you'll get perfect lines. It's great using a plastic notebook because that means the pen will rub off afterwards very easily. I'm now taking my craft knife and I'm cutting out the central shape. This is where our plastic is going to be, and this is where we're going to see our liquid goodness. Nearly there. Great. Okay, now we're going to take our 2 sheets of laminate, or a laminate pocket. we want to draw a rectangle exactly the same size as the one we've just cut out of the front of our notebook. I'm using my ruler to make sure that it's exactly the right size. We're now going to take a length of the tracing paper. This is going to help us iron the right bits together. Fold it in half. This is going to create a sleeve. We can then put our laminate paper inside this section. Use a ruler to hold it in place. We don't want our fingers to get too close to the iron because we're now going to iron around the edge of the laminate. This means that we're going to create a pocket. We're only going to be melting the bits on the outside of the pen or the outside of the rectangle. We want to leave a tiny section at the top though, where we don't want to iron it, just like this. Set that aside, and we're now going to create our liquid. This is simple. I'm adding some food dye to some water. And I'm also adding some glitter. Give it a good stir. Once that's done, we want to use a syringe to suck up the water. We're now going to syringe the water into the pocket we've just created. Syringe the water into the pocket. It's looking great already. I'm also adding some baby oil in there as well. This is going to be so much fun to play with. Once you're happy with how much baby oil and liquid is in there, we're going to iron the rest of it shut. And look, we have a perfect pocket of liquid. This is going to sit so well in our notebook. It's even more fun to play with because we've added the baby oil. Now all we need to do is use some glue to stick it into the notebook. Too easy. Perfect! And there you have it, a liquid notebook. Isn't that fun? And it looks incredible. You can use whatever different colour notebook or liquid that you want. Paper toy windmills. Don't these look amazing? So for this you're going to need some paper, card, scissors, a bottle lid, glue, paper straws, some push pins, stickers, a pencil, and finally some white tack. So let's get started. First we want to take our paper. We're going to fold a triangle like this. Remember, you can use whatever colour you like. We're then going to draw a line down the edge of the paper because we want to cut it off to make a square. See? Now we're going to fold it the other way. This means we've got creases on the two diagonals. Draw a dot in the centre. Then take your bottle lid. We're going to draw around it. We want this circle to be in the middle of our paper. Now we're going to take our card and we're going to do the same thing. Cut out your circle. Now take your scissors. We're going to cut in from the corners, but we don't want to go right into the middle. We want to stop where we've drawn our circle. Now we want to take a bit of blue tack and put it on the table. This is because we're going to take our push pin and make a hole in the centre of our square. Don't scratch the table. Now we're going to fold the edges in, just like this. It's already starting to look like a windmill. Now we want to glue our card on top, keeping all of the folds in shape. Draw a second circle in the card and cut it out. Now stick the circle on the back. Put some more blue tack onto the table and then stick your straw on top. We're now going to push the push pin right through the centre. It should go through the card and the straw and into our blue tack. When you remove the blue tack, it turns. Put a tiny bit of blue tack on the back so that you don't prick yourself, and there you have it. That's how you make a paper windmill. Cool, huh? Now remember, you can make this in any different colour you like. You could also make it in any different size. Here I'm making another one. I'm using different colours. What colours have you used? Let us know in the comment box below. I love this orange. I'm now decorating with some stickers. Remember, you can decorate however you like. This one's a different colour to the other windmill. School book decorations. So for this, you're going to need some bubble wrap, a ruler, notebooks, a glue stick, a pen, some paint, adhesive gems or stickers, scissors, white card, and a foam brush. Now it looks complicated, but it's actually very easy. So the first thing we want to do is to cut out some white card, the size of the cover of your school books. Like so. I'm now drawing a trim onto one of the pieces of card. This is so I've got an edge. Now we're going to take some of the bubble wrap and the paint. We're going to use the bubble wrap as a stamp. Press it onto the cover of the card, like so. You'll see how it makes a really cool decoration. So original. Wait for that to dry, and then we're going to stick that to the cover of our school book. Now it's time to decorate with the stickers. Simple, huh? And there you have it. A really cool decoration for your school book that no one else will have at school. Paper cup snowman. Yes, that's right. That is a snowman made of paper cups. Can you believe it? So for this, you're going to need a scarf, a stapler, different size cups, scissors, sellotape, some black tissue paper, and orange card. You're going to need quite a few different paper cups, so let's get started. First of all, this is the basic technique. We take 2 cups, then our stapler, and staple them together. It's that simple. We want to repeat this process. Because of the shape of the cup, when you staple it together, it makes a natural arc. And eventually, you're going to come back around on yourself. This is the base of your snowman. Perfect. Now, we need to do the second row. Add a cup on top of the base rim. We want to add it in the gap of the 2 cups below it, and then simply staple it to the bottom cups. Now add another cup next to it, and repeat this process. You might want to staple the cups to each other. Now this takes quite a while, so remember to be patient, and why don't you get some of your family and friends involved? It's a great one to do at Christmas time together. We're going to keep repeating this process, and all of a sudden you have a dome shape. Doesn't that look cool? I've now turned it upside down, and I'm adding more at the bottom. This means we're going to get a whole sphere. Look at it go! How many cups do you think we've used so far? Now, I'm stopping just before we get to the top of the sphere. This means that we have a base for our snowman to sit on. Perfect! That's one bit done. Now we're going to repeat the whole process again. This will give us a second ball. It's starting to come together. For this second ball, however, we're not going to complete it at the top. We're also not going to complete it at the bottom. This means it will sit nicely on the base we've already made. Now, let's start with some different cups. We've used plastic cups, which are slightly smaller. We're repeating exactly the same process, but because these cups are smaller, we're getting a smaller arc and therefore a smaller circle. Keep repeating the process and build up your dome. Sometimes you have to fit the cups in at the top, but that's okay. Push them in and staple. Now we've done all we can do with the cups, we're going to take our black tissue paper, roll it into a ball. It's like a giant pebble when you make a real snowman. Pop it into one of the cups. This is going to be our snowman's eye. Now roll your orange card into a cone shape. This is like a carrot. Use a bit of your sellotape to stick it together. Cut the end off your carrot. We want to be able to slot it into one of our cups. Perfect! Now we want to add our 2 balls on top of our original ball. Let's pop our carrot nose in. And remember, don't forget his eye. And here I've made some more black balls for another eye. I've also made some more for a smile. Perfect! Now it's time to add a scarf so that he stays warm. I also found 2 sticks. I'm going to add these in for arms. Just slot them in there. And there you have your snowman. You can also add some black tissue paper buttons. He looks great, doesn't he? A snowman that won't melt. A perfect snowman made out of cups. I got outside and decided that he might like a hat as well. You can dress your snowman however you like. Remember to get creative. And that's how you make a paper cup snowman. DIY spring chalkboard plate frames. Doesn't that look pretty? All you're going to need for this is some pink chalkboard paint, a paintbrush, some pom-poms, some glue, and a ceramic plate. You're also going to need some string, some yellow paint, a paintbrush, some cardboard, scissors, a pen, and some black chalkboard paint. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is to paint the center of our plate with the pink chalkboard paint. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Set that aside to dry. We're now going to take our big bit of cardboard and we're going to draw a giant sunflower using our marker pen. I'm also drawing 2 small hearts. We're then going to cut them out. Make sure you're careful with the scissors. Nearly there. Now we're going to paint the petals of the sunflower yellow. Of course. I'm painting the center too, though that doesn't matter because we're soon going to cover it. I'm painting the heart as well. Now I'm painting my second heart black, using the black chalkboard paint. And now I'm painting the center of my sunflower. It looks pretty, doesn't it? Now the pink chalkboard paint is dry, so it's time to decorate the outside of the plate. I'm using pom-poms, and since I've already got spots on my plate, it looks awesome. Now you can write in the center using chalk. Isn't that awesome? Great, huh? You could write whatever you want. Now I'm going back to my sunflower. I'm going to thread some string through the bottom of it. This way I can attach my hearts. This is going to look super cute. Cut off any excess string. And now you can write a message in the center of your sunflower. And on your baby heart. And there you have it. We're done. Don't they look great? DIY spring chalkboard plate frames. Perfect for writing secret messages to your friends. An adorable Easter bunny bottle. Doesn't that look great? Let's get started. For this, you're going to need a plastic bottle, some glue, a cupcake case, some metal wire, a pink pom-pom, white felt on card, black and pink pens, a small polystyrene ball, eyes, scissors, and pipe cleaners. Don't forget to get some help when you are using your scissors. The first thing we want to do is to make our Easter bunny's ears. We're going to do this marking against the width of the cupcake case so that it will sit on top. Draw the outline onto the felt. Using your pink marker pen, colour in the ears. Now carefully cut it out. Now we're going to take our scissors and cut a slit along the centre of our cupcake case. This way we can slide the bunny ears through the middle. We're going to glue this on top of the bottle's lid. This is going to make a perfect little topper. Now we're going to take some wire. We want to cut 3 lengths, like so. We're now going to feed them through the centre of our small pom-pom. And we have a perfect little nose with whiskers. Colour in your pom-pom so it matches. And then we're going to glue it to the front of our bottle. Perfect. Now it's time to add some eyes. Gosh, he's looking cute already, isn't he? Don't forget that every bunny should have a pom-pom tail. Once I've put my lid on, I'm taking the pipe cleaner and tying it around, just so that it's secure. And there you have it, a perfect Easter bunny bottle. It's great for when you collect your eggs on Easter morning. DIY glow cloud. Amazing! You can have your very own cloud in your room. So for this, you're going to need 3 paper lanterns, scissors, fishing wire, some PVA glue. You're also going to need some stuffing, LED keyrings in white, blue, and pink. So the first thing we want to do is to set up our lantern. This is super easy. Depending on your lantern, you might have to follow your instructions, but this one is super simple and all you have to do is insert the metal wire. Clip it into place and you're done. Now we want to take our LED keyring. This one is white. We want to hang it in the middle of our lantern. And we're going to attach it using fishing wire. I'm adding all 3 of my LED key rings because they came in a set. This means that my cloud will glow really well at night time. String them around the metal bar at the top, and you're done. Now we're going to take some more fishing wire. This is so we can hang our cloud to the ceiling of your bedroom. I'm tying it in a loop. Perfect. Now it's got some string so you can hang it. Let's get to the good part. Adding the fluff. So we're going to take our PVA glue and cover the entire surface. We're now going to take our stuffing and simply stick it on. The great thing about stuffing is that you can spread it so that it's exactly the right shape. Wrap it around your lantern. And now let's do the other side. It doesn't have to be perfect because clouds aren't. It'll make it look like they're real. Nearly done. And that's what it looks like. Now it's time to repeat the process with the other LED key rings. This means we'll have different coloured clouds. These LED lights are blue. So the first thing we're going to do is attach them, like we did last time. Now we're going to add some long string so that we can hang it up. Now glue your stuffing on. Looking good. Great! Well done, everyone. And there you have it. Now we've got to do our pink cloud. It's exactly the same process. Do you know what a real cloud is made of? If you do, why don't you let us know in the comment box below? And voila! They're done! Don't they look great? This is our white cloud. This is our blue cloud. I think this one's my favorite. Look how amazing they look. And then finally we've got a pink cloud. super fun. These will look great in your room. They're kind of like a nightlight. And there are all three. Pink, blue and white clouds. And if you have these clouds, it doesn't mean it will rain. So much fun. Remember, you could make them even bigger if you got a bigger lantern. Mother's Day button bouquet. Now this is a bunch of flowers your mum will be able to keep. All you're going to need for this is some scissors, some coloured felt, a pencil, some wooden skewers, some wire cutters, a wool needle, some card and some coloured buttons. So the first thing you want to do is to create the flower shape. Draw this onto your card. Cut it out using the scissors. Keep going. You can get creative and create different shaped flowers. This is going to become the template for when you cut out the felt flowers. Cut out the felt flowers using your scissors. Remember, you can use any different coloured felt. Why not try and match it to your mum's bedroom? And now we're going to pop some buttons in the middle. I've used some big buttons and then I've put some smaller buttons on top, just to give it a bit of added texture. Finally, we're going to use the wire to attach the flowers to the top of the skewer. Like so. And there you have it. A really beautiful Mother's Day button bouquet. A zip bracelet. Doesn't this look cool? So let's get started. For this you're going to need a zip, scissors, a tape measure, a charm, safety pin, some glitter nail polish and some Velcro. So the first thing we want to do is to cut along the edge of our zipper. We don't want it to be too thick. We're now going to paint this with nail polish. This will make sure that the edge doesn't fray. Make sure it's fully covered. Now trim any excess, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Now we want to take the Velcro. We want to cut 2 sections that are approximately as wide as the zipper and about 1 inch long. Now we're going to stick the Velcro on the end of the zipper. We're going to stick it over the silver bit. And do the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to attach our charm. I wanted to jazz up the safety pin a bit, so I'm painting it with nail polish too. I'm doing the same thing with my charm. Now we're going to safety pin it to the actual zip. It looks great, doesn't it? And there you have it, an awesome zip bracelet. I love it. Fun snow globe. So, what you'll need for this is some spray paint, a glass jar, a figurine, some glycerin, confetti, and a glue gun. First, you want to spray the lid of your jar. Next, you want to get the figurine and glue gun it to the inside of the lid. Then you want to pop the confetti into the bottom of the jar. Next, put the glycerin into the jar. You should make sure that the jar is about half full, so the amount of glycerin you need depends on the size of your jar. Then fill the rest up with water. Pop the lid on. And there you have it, a homemade snow globe. You can use a figurine that you've got lying about. Make it new again. Really cute Easter party cup animals. These are great for table decorations and really easy to do with little ones. So let's have a look. We need 4 party cups, 4 eyes, some glue, white felt, some scissors, so be careful, pink fabric, we need yellow and black marker pens, we need a yellow pipe cleaner, and we need a pink pipe cleaner. Mine is stripy. So the first thing we want to do is to draw 2 ears onto our felt. Cut them out. But don't forget to get Mum or Dad's help if you're using the scissors yourself. Onto our fabric, we're now going to draw 2 smaller ears. We're going to stick these on top to add texture. Like so. They look great already, don't they? We're going to glue our 2 cups together. Like this. This is the body of our little bunny. We're now going to add eyes so we can see. Use your black marker pen to draw a little nose and a mouth. And finally some whiskers. And of course, we need to glue our ears on. Glue them at the back, like this. I'm now taking my stripy pipe cleaner and I'm making a little bow tie. My bunny is going to look super smart. Glue it on the front. Doesn't he look adorable? Now we're going to make our Easter chickling. Take your yellow marker pen and colour in your cup. If you don't have a marker pen, you can use paint or even a coloured pencil. Colour them all in and then glue them together like we did with our other cups. This is the body of our little Easter chick. I'm using the yellow pipe cleaner to make 2 little wings. Here's my first one. And here's my second one. Glue them on, like so. And of course, we have to add some eyes. Finally, we're going to add a little beak. Super simple and super cute. Don't they look adorable? Some Easter party cup animals. Really, really awesome Play-Doh dinosaur. All you're going to need for this is some pink Play-Doh, blue Play-Doh, green Play-Doh, and of course, a googly eye. So the first thing you want to do is to take your green Play-Doh. We're trying to make the body out of this, so start shaping it and flattening it like I'm doing. See how we've got the neck and the body already? Now make an indentation at the bottom. And with your blue Play-Doh, we're going to make the shape of a leg. Add it on top. And don't forget the other leg. Pop that next to it, like so. Now we're going to add some of the features and the detail. And I'm doing this with the pink Play-Doh. I've got an awesome pink tail. And now I'm going to do the detail on the tail. Because he wouldn't be a dinosaur if he didn't have spooky spikes on the back, would he? I've decided to use some of the pink Play-Doh to do some detail and do some dots too. And don't forget a head out of the blue Play-Doh. With some more dots and of course finally the eye. And there you have it, an awesome Play-Doh dinosaur. How cool does he look? A watermelon phone charger. Doesn't this look awesome? Can you believe it is a phone charger? Look, it's charging my phone. So for this you're going to need some air dry clay, a rolling pin, a craft knife, a cup of water, cling film, scissors, a paintbrush, some turquoise paint, some dark green paint, some light green paint. We're also going to need some Play-Doh and some foil. Finally, some bubble wrap, a butter knife, a fish bowl, and a portable phone charger. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to take our fish bowl and wrap it in cling film. This is going to be the mold for our watermelon. We're wrapping it in cling film so that it doesn't stick. Now we're going to take our clay. We want to roll it flat. You might have to use your fingers to work through it. Keep rolling. Perfect. Now we're going to peel that off our surface and lay it on top of our fish bowl. Smooth it down. Great. Once it's smooth, you're going to take the craft knife and we're going to cut around the edge. We want to get rid of any excess clay, and we want it to be a smooth edge. Perfect. Let that dry. Once it's dry, we're going to paint it. Start off with the turquoise. This is going to be the base colour of our watermelon. Perfect. We're now going to take a dark green paint. We're going to paint lines from the middle out. Kind of like hands on a clock. We don't want the lines to be perfect at all, because then it won't look natural. So this is the perfect time to get messy. My lines are splodgy. They're not straight at all. Great. That looks perfect. A final one, and then we're going to start with the light green. I'm filling in the gaps. The turquoise is coming through slightly, but we want this natural shade of green instead. Again, we don't want the lines to be straight. We want them to be all natural and splodgy. If you're having trouble, why don't you get a real watermelon and copy the design? Now I've finished with light green, I'm going to use yellow. This is just to add some highlights. Here's a tip, try not to hold your brush too hard. This will make it look more natural. Perfect. Once that's really dry, you can take the fishbowl off. Now it's time to make the fleshy part of our watermelon. I have some red Play-Doh for this, and I'm mixing in some white. This is going to give it a really nice pink colour. I find that this is the best way to get a watermelon pink. Play-Doh pink is sometimes too fluorescent. Perfect. I'm really happy with that. I now want to take some white Play-Doh and make a long, thin spaghetti shape. Keep rolling. This is going to go around the edge of our watermelon. It's the rind. I'm now taking my pink Play-Doh and rolling it flat. We want to use our clay as a template, so use the butter knife or a Play-Doh knife and cut around. Perfect. I've smoothed down the edges and now I'm adding my white trim right around the edge. Use the rolling pin to roll the white into the pink. Remember, we don't want it to be too perfect. Otherwise it won't look natural. Now I'm taking some bubble wrap and putting it into the watermelon. I'm also taking the phone charger and I'm wrapping the top in tin foil because we don't want to get any Play-Doh into the dock. Great. I'm securing this in place with some sticky tape. This is going to sit on top of our bubble wrap in the watermelon shell. Now we're going to lay the pink on top. Tweak the edges so it fits perfectly. Now we need to make some pips. These are super easy and really fun. The pips really set it off. These are just made from black Play-Doh. They're like little teardrops. And there you have it! A watermelon phone charger. Perfect! You'd never know it's a phone charger, and that's what I love about it. But it is! Super cool, huh? Amazing! Look at it go! This is so much fun to make, and it looks great. It's a great addition to any bedroom. Your very own watermelon phone charger. Fun! A liquid coconut. Doesn't this look awesome? I love it! Look at that slime ooze out of it! So for this you're going to need some air dry clay, a rolling pin, a craft knife, a plastic egg, some cling film, some scissors, shredded wheat, a paintbrush, some acrylic paint in brown, some PVA glue, borax, and a tub of water. You're also going to need a jug. So let's get started. I'm going to roll out the air dry clay flat using my rolling pin. This is what we're going to make the coconut out of. Keep rolling. You might have to use your fingers to smooth it out. Now I'm taking my egg and I'm wrapping it in cling film. This is going to be the mold, and we're going to create our coconut around it. This means that the clay will slide off really easily. Now let's wrap the clay around our mold. Use some water to smooth it down where possible. Now we're going to take our shredded wheat. Our shredded wheat is what is going to create the hairy-like texture of a coconut. I'm adding some water, and then I'm dipping my coconut in it. It's that simple. We want to press the shredded wheat onto the wet clay. Perfect. Now, whilst it's still wet, we're going to take our craft knife, be careful, and we're going to cut through the middle because we need 2 halves to our coconut. Perfect. We're going to cut the cling film as well because we want to separate them whilst they dry. Once it's dry, we're going to take our brown paint. We're simply going to paint over the top of the shredded wheat. You might find that you have to dab the paint on. Make sure you cover the whole thing. And this is what it looks like when it's dry. Perfect. We've got 2 halves to our coconut. Don't they look great? Now we need to make the inside. Let's start with some PVA glue. I'm adding this to my bowl. I'm also adding some water. Make sure it's all mixed together. I'm also adding some borax to my tub of water and stirring it in. When I pour the PVA glue mixture in, it's going to turn into slime immediately. Perfect! Isn't that crazy? I love when that happens. And there you have some perfect white slime. Let's add it to our coconut. Cool, huh? We've now got a goopy inside, a liquid coconut. The white looks amazing. This is very cool. Look at it dribble out. Super fun! A liquid coconut! Ew! It looks fantastic! And there you have it, your very own liquid coconut! Miniature sundae ice cream. Can you see how incredible this looks? It's so tiny! So let's get started. I have some polymer clay. I've got a light brown, a dark brown, a yellow, and pink. I'm starting off with the light brown clay. I'm rolling it into a sausage shape, and then I'm cutting it in half. I'm taking another piece of clay and flattening it. This is going to be the exterior of my sundae cone. I'm using the edge of my shaping tool. This has got an awesome pattern on it and makes an incredibly accurate cone design. I'm now wrapping this around my other bit of clay. Now I'm smoothing down the edges, using one of my shaping tools. This is very detailed work and takes time, so you need to be patient. I'm now rolling the pattern again. See how perfect it is indenting on it? Now let's take our second bit of clay. I'm squishing it a bit, and then sticking it on top of that original piece. Our cone is starting to take shape. Now I need a really long, thin spaghetti shape. This is going to bridge the join between the two previous bits of clay. Smooth down the edge using your tools. We want to blend the seam as much as possible. We're now going to create another thin spaghetti shape, and this is going to go right around the top of the cone. Again, smooth down. Now I'm taking some flattened clay and creating a pattern. This is going to go around the top of the ice cream cone and is really going to give it that distinct ice cream look. Time to smooth again. I'm now using a soft brush to blend all the different pieces together. Now the cone is done, let's start with the ice cream. I've got light pink. This is going to be strawberry flavoured. Once it's in a ball, I'm using a nail brush to create texture, and then going over it with one of my tools. Perfect! See that ice cream texture? It looks great! Now I'm making some tiny flecks of strawberry to add on top. Perfect! Doesn't that look great? Now let's repeat that process with yellow. This is for vanilla. Don't forget to give it its texture. And assemble. It's already looking like such a great ice cream cone. Now let's repeat, finally with chocolate. Delicious! Make sure you're happy with the ice cream texture. Now it's time to make a delicious flake. Don't forget to add the texture. Just like so. It's looking great on top of the ice cream. We're almost finished. Now I have some other colours. We're going to add these flecks on top, just like we did with strawberry. These are some perfect sprinkles. I'm even adding a tiny little bit of blue. We're almost done. We don't have any strawberry sauce though, so I'm taking some Elmer's glue and a tiny dash of red food colouring. Mix it together and then dribble it on top. This creates the effect of strawberry sauce and will dry hard. I've got some dribbling down the side to make it look super realistic. And there you have it. Doesn't that look amazing? And look how small it is. It's only about an inch. All that detail. A miniature sundae ice cream. Amazing! It's a shame you can't eat it.
A winter wonderland in a wine glass. So what you'll need for this is scissors, some cardboard, a pencil, some ribbon, Christmas figurines, some glue, white glitter, a wine glass, and some snow spray. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is trace your wine glass onto the cardboard and cut it out. Make sure that it fits. Next, we're going to glue the figurines onto the base of the cardboard. You can use any different figurines you want and you can arrange them however you want to. Get creative. Next, we're going to cover the base of the cardboard with some snow spray. Now we're going to add some of the white glitter into the wine glass. Then we're going to put glue around the top. Place your cardboard upside down onto the glue so it sticks. When you turn it around, the glitter will fall down like snow. Now we're going to wrap the ribbon around the wine glass to cover the cardboard. And there you have it, the perfect winter world in a wine glass. Great for table decorations.
The planets out of Play-Doh. Cool, huh? So, let's get started. For this, you're going to need a Play-Doh knife, all various different colours of Play-Doh, and some imagination. So let's get started. First, we're going to make Mercury, which is small, hot, and fiery. So we're going to make this out of yellow. Roll it into a ball, like I'm doing. Now take your red Play-Doh and roll it into a spaghetti. We're going to roll this around the middle of our yellow ball. Smooth it down. And once that's done, you've finished Mercury. Now we're going to make Venus. Venus is bright, shiny, and sparkly. Roll your white Play-Doh into a small ball. And then take some of your light blue Play-Doh. We're going to flatten this and cut it into strips. Take 3 of these strips and roll them around your white ball of Play-Doh. And there we have Venus, bright and sparkly. Now we're making Earth. We all know Earth because that's where you live. Take your light blue Play-Doh and roll it into a ball. We're now going to take our green Play-Doh and flatten it. We need to cut some squiggles out of the light green Play-Doh to represent the grass and the countries. Flatten them onto your sea, and there you have it. Earth! Now we're making Mars. Mars is red and really hot. So we're going to roll a red ball, and then we're going to take some brown flecks of Play-Doh. Roll them onto your red ball and give it texture. There you have Mars. Now we're making Jupiter, so we need a red ball for this too, but we're going to colour it differently. So cut some purple strips first. Now, we're going to cut some yellow strips. Let's roll them onto our red ball.
Now, it's time for Saturn. Saturn is the planet with all the rings. I've got light brown as a base for this planet. And I'm going to use these colours to make the rings. Roll them out like spaghetti. Now roll them all together and wrap them around the middle of your planet. Now you've got Saturn and its rings. Next, we're going to make Uranus. Uranus is a cold planet. I'm making a dark brown base with light brown stripes. And finally, Neptune. Neptune has got a dark blue base. And I'm getting flecks of light blue to give it texture. And there we have it. All of the planets made out of Play-Doh.
Funky photo frames. So what you need for this is some craft tape, scissors, a photo, some glue, and 4 coloured popsicle sticks. So first, take some of your tape and use it to cover up your popsicle stick. Glue the end of the tape down. Like so. We're going to repeat this with 4 of the popsicle sticks. This is going to be the edge of your frame. The next thing we're going to do is to put some glue along the edge of the photo frame. Make sure you cut the photo so that it's a square and can fit inside the popsicle sticks. Glue the popsicle sticks into the square around the photo, and there you have it, a really funky photo frame. You can use any different tape and any different photos. Homemade bird feeder. This is a great thing to hang in your garden. All you need is some string, scissors, some bird feed, non-toxic glue, kitchen roll, and a paper plate. So the first thing you want to do is to pierce some holes at the top of your kitchen roll. Now thread the string through. We're doing this so we can hang our bird feeder up. Tie it in a knot at the end so it doesn't fall apart. Now, put your bird seed into the paper plate. And use the glue to cover your kitchen roll. We're now going to roll our kitchen roll into the bird seed. Remember, it has to be non-toxic glue. And there you have it. Hang that in your garden and you'll get loads of pretty birds coming to see it.
really, really lovely bath jellies. So all you're going to need for this is half a cup of clear bath gel, half a pint of boiling water, a glass jar, some food colouring, 1 sachet of gelatine, and a spoon. So the first thing we're going to do is to mix up our gelatin. Add the gelatin pack to the water and give it a good stir. And now we're going to add the bath gel. Keep stirring as you add it. This will make sure that it's all mixed together properly. Now we're going to add some food colouring. You can add whatever colour you like. You can even do this a couple of different times and make all different colours. Wouldn't that be cool? Make sure you stir it well. Now we're going to pour it into our jar and let it set. There we go. So now all we have to do is wait. I'm going to make a different colour. This time, I'm going to use some pink food dye. See how the process is exactly the same? And look, after they've hardened, they're like jelly. Isn't that cool? Awesome! You can use that in the bath. And it's completely safe as well. Amazing! And that's how you make awesome bath jellies. A sparkly princess crown. So, what you'll need for this is some pink card, some scissors, a black pen, a stapler, and some plastic jewels. So the first thing you want to do is draw the outline of your crown. You can make this as big or as small as you like, depending on who you're making the crown for. Next, we're going to cut it out. Now, it's time to decorate. I've got some sparkly jewels, but you can decorate it however you want. You can use textures, pencils, you could use paint, glitter glue, whatever you want to do is completely up to you. Wow, it's starting to look really pretty. Next, you want to staple it together at the back. Make sure it fits the head of the person that you're making it for. I've made mine for my teddy, but you can make it for your mom, your dad, or even yourself. And there you go, a beautiful sparkly princess crown. A felt flower headband. So for this you'll need a glue gun, some pink felt, a pen, a headband, a CD, and some scissors. So what you want to do is create a circle tracing your CD. Each of these different circles is going to make one flower. Now cut out the circle in your felt. Now we're going to cut a spiral all the way to the middle of the circle. And then we're going to wrap the spiral around on itself to make the flowers. Then we glue gun the edge. Repeat this for each circle and then glue the flowers onto the headband. Don't forget, you could make a whole headband full of them, or you can just use 3 like I have. You can also use any different colour. And there you have it, an original felt flower headband. Waterfall loom bracelet. So the first thing you're going to need is a hook, an S-clip, a loom, and assorted elastics. So we want to start at the pointed end of the loom. We're going to loop the elastics onto the pegs, creating 3 overlapping rows. Once the 3 rows are complete, bring in your 4th coloured elastic, mine's blue, and we're going to loop it over and create a triangle shape. Repeat this all the way up the loom. Now, what we want to do is start at the bottom peg, take your hook and loop the elastic onto the peg directly in front. Do the same for the middle peg and then the rear peg. So what we're doing is actually looping the elastics off so that they're hooked onto the blue elastic. We're going to repeat this process all the way up. It helps if you move the blue elastic out of the way. That's just so you can see better. So now all the elastics are looped onto one peg but are being pulled back by the blue elastic. On the final row, loop the top and bottom elastics onto the central peg, like so. Now we're going to take our S-clip and loop it onto those 3 elastics. Pull it off the middle peg where the elastics are resting. And now it's time to take the elastics off the loom. It's all coming together. Keep a firm hold on the S-clip. Then at the bottom, you're going to take the remains of your blue elastic and loop it onto your S-clip. And there you have it, you're done. How cool does that look? Play-Doh Halloween jack-o'-lantern. Cool, huh? He looks great! And so easy. All you need is green Play-Doh, light orange Play-Doh, black Play-Doh, dark orange Play-Doh, a Play-Doh knife, and a Play-Doh rolling pin. First we're going to take our light orange Play-Doh and we're going to roll it into a thick sausage. We're then going to cut it into 3 different sections, like so. We're going to do exactly the same thing with our dark orange Play-Doh. It's kind of like cutting up a carrot. So then we're going to alternate the orange pieces together, like so. This is to make sure that our jack-o'-lantern has got texture. Once they're sitting together, you want to smooth down the edges into the shape of your jack-o'-lantern. Now use your rolling pin to mould them together. Set that aside. We're now going to take our green Play-Doh. We want 2 little bits. We're going to use one and turn it into a sausage. And we're going to turn the other into a ball. This is going to be our leaf, so use your knife to shape it. Add detail as well. Then stick it on the end. Now we've got a stalk and a leaf. Gosh, it's looking good already. Now you want to take your black Play-Doh and roll it out with your rolling pin. This is for the detail. We want a square, so we can cut it in half. Now we have 2 eyes, like so. Take the rest and roll it flat. We're now going to make the mouth. Cut out the detail using your Play-Doh knife. It's looking creepy already. And now we get to lay the detail onto our jack-o'-lantern. Smooth down any rough edges. Nearly finished. Doesn't he look great? And there you have it. Perfect for Halloween. A Play-Doh Halloween jack-o'-lantern.
Halloween surprise Play-Doh ice cream. So, for this, you are going to need some Play-Doh. We're going to need light green and dark green, yellow, black, orange, white, grey and purple. You're also going to need a Play-Doh knife, a rolling pin and some ice cream cones. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to take our orange Play-Doh. Roll it into a sausage shape and then use your rolling pin to flatten that. Use your Play-Doh knife to cut a squiggle all along the middle. This is going to drip down the edge of our ice cream cone. See? Perfect! Press the Play-Doh down so that it sits, and set that aside. We're now going to take some more orange Play-Doh. Smooth down any cracks. This is going to be our pumpkin, or our jack-o'-lantern. Make sure it's the right size, and then use your Play-Doh knife to score some detail down the edge. Just like so. Now we're going to take our black Play-Doh. Roll it flat. and use your knife to cut a small triangle. Now cut another one. These are going to be our jack-o'-lantern's eyes. We're now going to cut a semicircle and make the mouth. Cut the teeth. Looking good. Now it's time to add it all to our orange base. Doesn't this look great? Add the mouth, and now add the eyes. Now take some green Play-Doh. This is going to be for the stalk on top of our pumpkin. We want to have one small sausage shape. This is the stalk, and then we're going to cut another shape that is going to be the leaves at the bottom. See? Now add it to the top of your pumpkin. And once that's done, add your pumpkin to the top of your ice cream cone. Now it's time to make Frankenstein's monster. Take some of your dark green Play-Doh and roll it into a long sausage shape. Cut a wave into the edge using your Play-Doh knife. Smooth down any edges. We're now going to wrap this around the top of the ice cream cone. Now we're going to get the bulk of our monster. Once you're happy with the shape of his head, set that aside and take some of your light green Play-Doh. Roll it flat, and then cut a shape that will become his face. Roll some of your black Play-Doh flat. I'm cutting a semicircle to become his mouth. And then two smaller semicircles. These are going to become Frankenstein's monster's evil eyes. Looking good. And now a small black triangle for his nose. I'm now taking some yellow Play-Doh. I want to cut an oval shape. And this is going to add detail to his eyes. Now I'm rolling some really small yellow dots, and these are going to become his teeth. Add them to his mouth. And now we're going to add his face to the dark green base. Press it down. Ooh, creepy. We haven't finished with the detail yet. I'm going to use a thin strip of black Play-Doh to add an angry forehead, and I'm also going to use two small dots to finish the eyes. Now it's time to make some creepy scars, because that's what Frankenstein's monster is famous for. We're going to do this using long, thin strips of black Play-Doh. You can add these scars wherever you want. Doesn't that look great? Creepy. I'm now going to make some hair. So I'm going to roll some black Play-Doh flat. I want a perfect circle, so I'm using the lid of one of my Play-Doh containers. And now I'm cutting a zigzag around the front half of the circle. Put this on top and you're nearly finished. Now take your silver Play-Doh. We're going to use silver to make the bolts on the side of the monster's head. We want 2 small circular shapes. Stick them on the side, just like this. And then put your monster in top of your ice cream cone. Oh, creepy! Doesn't he look great? Now we're done with that one. It's time to make our final ice cream cone, a scary witch. We're going to start off using the light green Play-Doh, and we're going to roll a long, thin, flat shape, as we have with every other one. Cut a squiggle, and then smooth down the edges. Like our other 2 ice cream cones, we're going to wrap this around the top of our ice cream body. We want a round head, and we're doing this in light green, so smooth down any edges. Now it's time to make the nose. Again, in light green, we want to make a mini ice cream cone shape. Add some dark green warts, and then attach it to the front of your head. Make 2 circles out of white Play-Doh and attach them for eyes. Then add 2 tiny black dots in the middle. Using a thin strip of black Play-Doh, I'm adding some eyebrows. I'm also adding a mouth. Now it's time to add some more warts. If you do this in dark green, it will show up against the light green base. She's looking creepy. Now I'm using yellow Play-Doh to make hair. These are long, thick spaghetti shapes. Cover her whole head. You could use any different colour Play-Doh you like for your witch's hair. Maybe she has red hair or brown hair instead of blonde. Now it's time to make her hat. And of course, this has to be using black Play-Doh. We want a circular shape to start off with. This is going to be the base. Now we want to make a cone shape using the rest of our black Play-Doh, and this is going to sit on top of our flat circle. Roll some purple Play-Doh flat. And cut a long thin strip. This is going to be a ribbon around the witch's hat. Super cute! I'm also adding a yellow buckle. And then I'm putting the hat on top of our witch. And once that's done, we need to sit our witch on top of our ice cream cone. Looking good! And there we have it! We've got a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern. Creepy! Then we've got Frankenstein's monster. Ooh! And finally, a witch. This is a nice witch though. She's smiling. And there you have it. Don't they look great? Halloween surprise Play-Doh ice cream. Perfect fun for Halloween. So thank you very much for watching HooplaKidz How To, everyone. If you have enjoyed this video, please do let us know in the comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe above, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!